Hi, my name is Arnold Van Dyke. I'm Director of Tax Services with Tax Audit, where we help individuals and businesses resolve their tax issues. Today, we will be discussing IRS penalty abatement. Before we start, there are plenty of different types of IRS penalties. There are IRS trust fund penalties, IRS failure to deposit penalties, failure to file penalties, failure to pay penalties, fraud penalties, accuracy related penalties. The list go on and on. Today we'll be focusing on penalties that can be assessed on an individual and mainly the failure to file, failure to pay, and accuracy related penalty. So the IRS charges a penalty for failure to file or failure to pay if the tax due is not paid by either the April 15th due date or if you fail to file your tax return by April 15th due date. Generally, obviously, this year, July 15th with the extension, or if you fail to file an extension and did not file timely. Accuracy related penalties are generally assessed during an audit if there's an understatement on your tax return, either due to negligence or the understatement is 10% or $5,000, whichever is less of the total tax liability. The accuracy related penalty is 20% of the total tax liability, and the failure to file and failure to pay penalty uh, is up to 5% a month for a total of up to 47.5% of the total tax liability. So the IRS penalties can add up very quickly. How can you abate IRS penalties? IRS penalties can be abated through what is called reasonable, if you can show that there was reasonable cause for either the understatement or for the failure to file or failure to pay. The IRS also has a policy of first time abatement for failure to file or failure to pay penalties if you can show that you have a good compliance record and it is the first time that you are requesting this penalty. Even though that is not codified in the Internal Revenue Code, it is a policy that the IRS is generally adhered to. So that is also available to you as an individual. Now, reasonable cause, the IRS will generally uh, review all the facts and circumstances surrounding either the late filing, late payment, or understatement of the tax. Reasonable cause can be either a reasonable reliance on a tax professional, it could be a long-term illness at the time of the when the payment or filing was due, or it could be reasonable reliance on either tax court case law or revenue procedure for the position that you took on the tax return. Uh, Penalty abatement can also be used as a settlement tactic in appeals negotiations. So we see oftentimes that, as far as hazards of litigation, appeals as a settlement proposal or even IRS counsel will propose to remove the penalty um, so the taxpayer does not take the case to trial. Penalty abatement is generally requested on IRS Form 843, and that can be sent into the IRS, who will then review and make a determination. That determination can be appealed, and if you've already paid the amount due, you can file a refund suit. For accuracy related penalties, or either failure to file or failure to pay penalties for additional proposed assessments, penalty abatement can also be appealed, proposed penalty abatement, and that can also be petitioned to tax court if you want to take it further. Recently, uh, the tax court also came out with some case law that, or actually, it was one of the appeals court circuits that came out with a case that stated that for office audits, there's also supervisory approval needed for a accuracy related penalty to be assessed. So if there was no supervisory approval and the IRS examiner acted alone in assessing the penalty it can be argued that the penalty should be removed during the appeals or petition process. So that's a little bit today about penalty abatement. If you have any penalties that you would like to discuss or any other tax issue, feel free to contact us or visit our website. Thank you.